Let's get up! Hello, welcome to Dark Souls 2 PvP. This is Honor Duels, or I don't know what I'm gonna call this actually. So, yeah, it's duels with people. No, actually with just one person. I say people because I plan to do this more often. This will probably turn into a video series at some point. And this is going to be a video series where I'm going to do commentary over a session of duels with one particular player. And yeah, the reason for that is because random PvP right now, it's just it's awful for the most part. It is absolutely terrible and just boring, just plain up boring and dull. There's nothing to it. With that being said, though, last night I went to the arena and there was this 1 hour, guys. It was magic. It was so many people who obviously stick to the soul level meta from Dark Souls 1, and it was great. It was great. It was really. I felt it, you know. And the reason why I didn't upload for so long was because I really got kind of sick of all this bullshit, and I just decided to take a break for a while. And yeah, but yeah, I decided to go back to the arena yesterday and it was great. It was great. For that 1 hour it was great, and the rest was also okay. It wasn't too bad. I think I only met one or two Havelsauruses, max level idiots, and it was okay. So I'm completely going off topic here. So first of all, I should show some respect to Mr. Ninja X SEAL64. Who I'm going to refer to as Ninja Seals from now on, which is an awesome name, by the way. How did we meet? How was it? I think I met him in the arena, and he was the first guy to ever give me a decent fight. And we've been running into each other a couple more times, and yeah, but you know, it's just one of those moments where you get completely fucked up by max level players, or even if you don't get fucked up, it's just boring. At some point, you're just sick of it. And then this one person comes around and is like, "Oh man, he's giving you this really cool fight." And it was the same for both of us actually. And yeah, he was happy to see me again in the arena every now and then. And then I think he went on ahead and asked me if we could do a session of duels. And I said, "Okay, let's do that." And I decided on a whim to actually record this and give you a little bit of a different PvP this time, because these duels are certainly different from your everyday random arena match. And yeah, so big shout out to him. He's a cool guy. We're on Xbox, so if you see this gamer tag, if you meet him in the arena or somewhere else, be sure that you treat him well, because he's one of the good guys. And we had a great session here. I don't know, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that. But yeah, it was good fun. It was good fun. It really gave me a glimpse of what this PvP can be if done properly. And but properly, I'm not saying that this is how you should do it, right? But yeah, I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. So yeah, by properly, I mean according to what I value for PvP, not for this game, for PvP in general. It also applies to Dark Souls 1 and also Demon Souls, and just generally gaming for me. So there are three things that I should address here. The three top priorities that I think also Judas talked about in his video. That would be number one, for me, would be to have fun. By far the most important thing. And number two would be to improve. And number three, far away, is the urge to win. I really don't want to win a fight because I'm getting low on health and I'm switching to, let's say, a katana, and all I'm gonna do is two-handed running attack cheese. I'm not having fun. I don't feel like I accomplished something, and that's what these games, after all, have been about, right? Sorry, that one looked so stupid. I just had to put it in. Sorry, man, but it's just how it is. Yeah, these games have never been about choosing the easy way. So it's kind of sad to see so many people just, you know, I mean, this game has balancing issues. It's just as obvious as can be, and that's okay. It's still new. It's slightly patched now, but it's nothing, right? So you can't say there's a lot of OP stuff in this game. Actually, that's really overpowered. On max level, people are just really a threat this time around. I mean, it wasn't as bad in Dark Souls 1 with diminishing returns. You could always take down a max level, no problem. But now with all the buffs and the ridiculousness of some of the armor, and you know, it's, I mean, I could this list can be pretty long if you want to be, if you're willing to, but the point I'm trying to make is it's definitely harder to beat max level people this time around. So you could say this game gives you the opportunity to be ridiculously overpowered, which is basically easy mode, you could say. If you're playing like that, you're playing easy mode. But has the Souls games, have the Souls games been about easy mode for you personally? Because I like to work for my wins. I like to say, man, this was a good fight. I accomplished something, and that's where satisfaction comes from. And I can't really imagine people feeling any kind of satisfaction from, you know, using the buffed, the resonant weapon, dark ruler sword, running R1 into R1, R2, stun lock, and the fight is over. Yeah, well, great. It was a 10-second fight, and all you did was press one button. Amazing gameplay. It was so much fun. Please, let's do that again, anytime. And yeah, there's nothing I like. There's nothing enjoyable about it, and it's dull and boring. And I don't know how you feel about it, but that's just my take on it. And I like to feel like, ah, man, I did something there. You know, I beat him because, you know, that was really clever of me. And I do apologize for this. I wanted to do a post parry swap because it's just force of the habit at this point. It really is. And I couldn't decide which weapon to use because I didn't want to, you know, one-shot him with the great club or something. Because that's usually what I do. I choose a great club or a malformed skull or something like that. And I was like, oh shit, which weapon should I use? I don't want to kill him in one hit. And I got the Kumo, because the Kumo usually deals like 400 damage on a riposte for me. But of course, as soon as I fight somebody who I enjoy fighting, it deals like, what was that? I couldn't see it on the previous screen, 1500. Sometimes, guys. Sometimes Dark Souls 2, just go fuck yourself, man. Seriously, Dark Souls 2. Just fuck yourself. See, the dance cancel is awesome. It has absolutely no use at all, and it even drains the stamina. Yeah. I think it's funny. So yeah, that's it about basically having fun. The first priority. I don't wanna go the easy way. I want to challenge myself. Always trying to challenge myself, trying to limit myself. That's why we have a soul level meta. We had it, basically. It's gone. As sad as that is, it's almost gone. Like I said yesterday, it was amazing, guys. I can only say it again. It was so good. It really felt like, man, this could be a thing again. But no, it didn't take long until the assholes, until the scum turned up again and be like, oh my god, you're dealing 50 damage per hit with your weapon and I kill you in 2 hits. And then when they beat you, they're gonna give you those funny gestures like they did something. I don't know, I can just laugh at these people. And Always saying to myself, yeah, we're probably gonna meet in Call of Duty if I ever picked it up, eh? But oh well, so be it, right? So, yeah, that's the thing that upsets me here, but that makes me sad actually. This community has been given the tools to be overpowered, and nobody really bothers to use them. People just do. They don't want to have fun fights. No. They just want to win. Okay, I mean, so be it. I couldn't care less. If you just want to win, sure. Like I said, those are just my 3 things. The having fun, improving, and then far, far away comes the priority to win. So let's talk about improvement. And you see a lot of hard switches here, menu swaps. Some people call it menu swaps, some people call it hard switches. Have it your way, I don't care. This right here, that's what I just did. This is one thing I think that's gonna be more of a thing in Dark Souls because it's relatively easy to do, and it can be kind of a rock, paper, scissors thing where you really choose your weapon depending on your opponent's weapon. Now, it doesn't really look like that if you watch this gameplay, but that's the point of improvement. I'm doing this to get a feeling for it, to get faster at it, to find the right timing for it, because a lot of times I died because he hit me while I was in the menu. And I think it's going to happen right now. Yeah, you see that? He threw a throwing knife just in the perfect moment, because he probably anticipated me to switch a weapon, and so I wouldn't be able to roll, I wouldn't be able to dodge it, and he won the fight by that. So it was bad timing on my part, and that's the point. I need to get a better feeling for that. I need to get a better feeling for when it's okay to switch, when it's safe to switch a weapon and when not, because there's always this short time window where you're vulnerable because you're switching in the menu, and especially like me, I just have a shit ton of weapons there, and sometimes I just like to go like, oh, what am I gonna use? Let's just look a bit. And yeah, you don't have that time usually because you're in the middle of a fight, so that is one thing I need to improve. And you see, I broke my trident because I spammed the dance cancel. I just thought it was funny. But yeah, that's one thing to improve, where I have to improve, where I do understand that there is more to it than just this. And yeah, it's certainly fun to play this way, because if your opponent does it as well, it's just awesome, man. These fights can range from super fast dex, weapon, katana, trading hits, into ultra great sword, trying to outplay your opponent, thingy with range and bait and all that stuff. And it's just so much more than your average fight, and it's also one of the things where I get a lot of fun and enjoyment from, because I got a lot of comments from people, not comments, messages on Xbox Live, when most of the time you're not gonna see me doing all these crazy menu swaps because I'm just not in the mood for it, and that is heavily dependent upon my opponent's setup. So if I see somebody using like full Havels or that kind of stuff with that, and before the fight even begins they be like, oh, Sacred Oath, Great Magic Barrier, I also need a dark weapon on my whatever it is, washing pole. And you know, when I see my opponent doing that, I'm already bored, and I just, you know, I sometimes just go on ahead and Black Crystal out because there's no use to it. I'm not going to enjoy this fight, it's just gonna be boring, and this guy just wants to win, so why not give him the win like that? Oh, look at this, by the way, man. Great bows are fucking fast. This is awesome. I only did it once just to try it out here, but this is definitely something I'm gonna be looking more into, because great bows, man. That was really not too bad, actually. Damage was also okay, could be more, but I don't even know what kind of arrows I've been using, so it might not even the most damaging yet. And Yeah, back to what I was saying. I got a lot of messages from people saying, "Oh, dude, that was the best fight I had in the arena so far." And oh man, your weapon swaps, really cool stuff, man. That was awesome. And so basically, getting a lot of positive feedback from people who enjoyed this fight with me, and that's also something I always like to do. This is something that falls into both categories, both having fun and improving, because I'm limiting myself here just for the sake of making this fight more enjoyable, not only for me but also for my opponent. I want to have fun, and part of that fun comes from my opponent having fun, because if my opponent has fun, he's gonna play better, he's gonna, you know, it's how, I don't really know how you say it in English, but it's always easier to be nice to a nice person, right? So, and that's what I like to do a lot of times in the arena. That's what I like to go by when I fight it. If somebody is being cool and just trying out things, then I'm going to have more fun with that person. If I see somebody, like I said, with full havels and all the buffs, you know, he's got the whole 9, that guy is not here to have fun, so I'm not even going to bother. But if let me just give you the best example. If I go to the arena and it says begin duel with Ninja X SEAL64. Boy, I know there's some shit going down. It's gonna be a good time every time. And there are a few others. And I hope I can get these people to join me for this series, this video series, which I still haven't thought of a name of. I mean, by the time I'm uploading this, there will be a name to it, of course. And tomorrow I will have my next session with somebody else, so you can look forward to more than that. Hopefully I can bring you more content than I did in the past few weeks, because I know I got a little bit lazy with it. But like I said, my motivation was really fucking down, and I just couldn't see anything to this PvP. I don't know, it's man, it's just, maybe it's just a matter of time before people are starting to get creative and just get better. And you know, I mean, it took a long time until Dark Souls 1 PvP was there, and it's maybe a bit too much asked to expect random people to play like that. But then again, pretty much everybody that I remember fighting for a good fight, for a really good fight, pretty much all of them were randoms I met in the arena. Or people I know from the Darker Souls chat, but they don't count because they've always been like that. They've been there with Dark Souls 1 with the awesome fights, and I wouldn't count them into this because that's just what I expect from those people, because I know they are just like that. So yeah, it's still a very, very interesting time for this PvP. And speaking of which, I think we're gonna come full circle here now with what I said in the first Fashion Souls Arena video, and that is a lot of people going back to Dark Souls 1 for their PvP because they don't see any value to this PvP. And now looking at this, it's less technical. I think we can all agree on that. It's different. It's really different. And once again, the first priority is to have fun. So the question that everybody has to ask themselves here, and that includes me as well, and I haven't found a definite answer yet for myself. The question is, do you enjoy this kind of PvP? This kind of fight? Can you really say that you're gonna like this? Even on a little bit higher, a little bit more technical level? Because it certainly can be good. It probably cannot be as deep as Dark Souls 1. Right now, we don't know what changes are gonna be made. If Poise returns, that would be great, because it was just a great addition. And I hear a lot of people saying, oh, Poise works just fine in Dark Souls. No, it does not, guys. It does not. It's not normal to get staggered by a fucking dagger first hit. And it's just nonsense. And there are a lot of things that are just wrong in this game that just need to be patched. And For example, Jester's ropes. Who the hell thought of that bullshit? Seriously, I was okay with the turtle armor piece because it's fucking heavy. Right, and it's just one, but why would they add the same effect to a light armor piece? I don't get it. It's just so stupid. I mean, let me give you a perfect example. You just have to use Havel's leggings, Havel's gauntlets, the Gurm Warrior Great Helm, because those are the three pieces of equipment for the best defense, I believe, and the Jester's robes. Now you can't get backstab anymore. And on top of that, I'm just gonna use my Murakumo, two-handed, and all I do is normal R1s, because they cannot be parried. Now, that completely kills PvP for me. And some people might say, oh man, dude, there's more to it than just backstabs and parries. Yeah, but guess what? You can play fucking sloppy with that shit. You don't have to care. It's... I don't know, it allows you to make so many mistakes and just play bad without being punished for it. And what is PvP about then? PvP has always been about being aware of your weaknesses and of what your opponent can do if you do this and that, and that's the thing. If you like Dark Souls 1, if you were too eager to attack with a fast weapon that your opponent could poise through, well then you ran the risk of getting poise BS'd. And that's just one example. There's many more, and to sum it all up, because I don't want to go too much in detail, is that Dark Souls 1 PvP was a lot deeper, a lot more technical, a lot more tactical, and Dark Souls 2 PvP is not there. Maybe not there yet, because I don't know what changes they're going to make eventually, but it is not there yet. It's different, it has a different focus right now. It's really less technical. It's really more about spacing. It's more about the actual fights than, you know, doing fancy stuff, because that's what a lot of people did. And some people should really ask themselves why they hate this PvP. Is it because it's really that unbalanced and because it's boring and just not there? Or is it because you're forced to step out of your comfort zone with this new game? Because that is, if you be honest and think back to when you were not as good as others, or let's just say you were not as good in general in Dark Souls 1 PvP. I can only speak for myself here, but what made me a better player was to step out of my comfort zone. That was the first step, and that's the most important step, and I think that is the one and only way to improve yourself, is to step out of your comfort zone. And if you're not willing to do that, well then, I'm sorry, but then you go on ahead and go back to Dark Souls 1 PvP. I've tried it. I actually went back for like 1 hour, and I was shocked to notice the controls, they're being extremely, how do you say it, unresponsive, irresponsive, I don't know, but the input delay was putting me off so much, and I don't know. I appreciate the controls for Dark Souls 2, I really do. It's a lot more precise, it really is. And do bear in mind that I've always been one who's been playing a lot of Dark Souls 1 PvP. I've been always one to do a lot of hard switches in Dark Souls 1, a lot of toggles and all that stuff. Granted, I've been getting into it a little bit later, but still, my last few months of Dark Souls 1 PvP, I was pretty technical with everything. And still, I would say that the Dark Souls 2 PvP controls are tighter. I really do. So this is the last clip. We're at the end of it. To sum it all up, I still don't know if I'm able to enjoy this as much as I would like to. I'm looking forward to the DLC, hope what they bring, hope No, I hope they're gonna bring a patch along with it that finally makes a big change, because there's a lot of things wrong, and I don't know. And there's something else that really concerns me, but once again the video's already coming to an end. I can't even finish my thoughts. God damn it. Sorry guys, but yeah, I guess we'll have to make a cut here. Yeah. But just to give you a little bit of a cliffhanger, there is something that really concerns me right now a lot. It's massive. It's really massive, and I'm gonna talk about it in the next video of this video series, which is hopefully gonna turn into a video series, because I don't know yet. I have to talk with a few people. Once again, thanks to Ninja Seals for having the time, for having these duels with me. I hope we're gonna do that again, because it was great. It was awesome. It was really fun. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know the fights aren't really that expert level that you might be used to from other uploaders or whatever, but it's just me getting into it. So you got to deal with it, or you can leave right now. So it's up to you. I don't care. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.